And breaking right now, you're looking live inside a church in Houston where a private funeral for George Floyd will begin any moment now.
Floyd died in police custody 15 days ago, igniting protests around the world and swift efforts to reform policing at the local, state, and national levels. Thank you for joining us, everyone. I'm Peggy Finnegan.
And I'm Liz Kilmer. We will join NBC News for special coverage of the funeral service as soon as it begins. Today's private funeral will be a celebration of Floyd's life and will include speeches from several civil rights leaders.
Yesterday, thousands of people paid their respects to Floyd at a viewing, and that included former Vice President and presidential candidate Joe Biden, who met with Floyd's family, and Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who said Floyd's death was the most horrific tragedy he's ever seen. And we're going to go right now to the funeral service. The entire funeral service is being paid for by boxing champion Floyd Mayweather.
Another man has been arrested in connection with the vandalism of a police car. The Allegheny County Sheriff's Department arrested Dejan Langiel last night at a home in Stowe Township. Pittsburgh police were looking for him, and they say he stomped on their police cruiser during the protest that turned violent downtown Saturday, May 30th. They say he encouraged others to join in as he swung a traffic cone through the window of the SUV. And another man, 20-year-old Brian Bartles, is facing federal charges that he incited violence at the same protest in downtown Pittsburgh. Police say he spray painted and kicked the police cruiser. Investigators say he also gave the middle finger to a black female protester who pleaded with him to stop. The demonstration eventually led to bricks and rocks being tossed at officers and their horses. Bartles surrendered to police last week.
Today, Allegheny County Councilwoman Bethany Hallam plans to introduce legislation to keep local police from using tear gas, rubber bullets, and flashbang grenades. It stems from the way police responded to an incident in East Liberty when a peaceful protest turned violent.
The job of the police is to arrest the folks who are doing the vandalism and doing the looting, not to harm the folks who are peacefully protesting.
A Pittsburgh police spokeswoman declined to comment. Meanwhile, a source told Channel 11 that Pittsburgh City Councilman Bruce Kraus will also introduce a bill today to hire an expert on handling protests.
And we've been hearing about the disbanding of police departments over the last few days. Mayor Bill Peduto thinks that the Pittsburgh Police Department should stay intact, but he wants to see reform. Those include banning chokeholds, requiring police to give a verbal warning if they can before using deadly force, and requiring officers to stop fellow officers from using excessive force. The mayor responded to the letter we told you about from the police union yesterday. He voiced his support for law enforcement on a podcast. He also said he's considering banning the use of tear gas at protests.
The Allegheny County District Attorney's Office plans to drop charges against 39 protesters.
Yeah, the office saying that it just doesn't have the evidence. 46 people were charged with disorderly conduct and failure to disperse after the protest we were just talking about that turned violent May 30th. 2 nights later, police arrested 22 people after protests in East Liberty. District Attorney Steven Zappala's office did not say which protesters had their charges withdrawn.
The DA's office has to rethink its way of charging people because that is a form of police brutality.
The police union says it's disappointed the charges have been dropped. It says the rioters put protesters and police in danger and destroyed property at businesses.
New at noon, Pennsylvania's Speaker of the House, Mike Turzai, wants the governor to call a special session on police reform. Representative Turzai sent a letter to Governor Wolf today saying, in part, Pennsylvanians of diverse social and economic backgrounds, color, creed, and gender, want to see police reforms in the face of this frightening but not isolated example of police brutality. This comes after the Black Caucus preempted business on the House floor yesterday. They commandeered the podium for about 90 minutes, hanging a Black Lives Matter banner in front of the chamber. They called for police reform, saying there are 19 bills currently sitting in the committee. The protest was paused when Turzai agreed to meet with the leaders.
A Black Lives Matter protest is set to begin in less than an hour in Monroeville. It's from 1 to 6 on William Penn Highway between the Chick-fil-A and the Chipotle. The Monroeville police posted on Facebook that they're taking the necessary measures to keep everyone safe.
You are going to need to crank up the AC today if you haven't done so already. Temperatures are climbing to nearly 90 degrees. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier joins us live now. And Danielle, the humidity is also going to be climbing throughout the afternoon, so it is really going to be hot out there.
Yeah, it's going to feel really sticky, I think, for a lot of locations out there today. We're already seeing that humidity on the increase. 81 degrees outside. We've got a heat index at 83. Our temperature in Pittsburgh right now is 81, which actually is nearing the high temperature we had in the city from yesterday. So we are definitely on a warm note and continuing to climb. You can see right now in Butler it's 82, Washington already at 84, and check out the dew point number in Washington, 71. That's a tropical feel to the air, and the dew points have really surged. If you were joining us yesterday, we were letting you know that the new data had come in and that this front would be lifting north and drawing in some very warm air and some moisture from the south. So our heat index values right now, 85 in Beaver. The feels like in Washington is 89 degrees. Our forecast this afternoon is 91, and that's just the air temperature. So if you're heading to the pool, make sure you have that sunscreen on. And if you are out on a walk, you want to take frequent breaks. I'll be back in just a few minutes with a check of our thunderstorm forecast as we head into Wednesday and who has the greater risk of severe weather.
New at noon, Allegheny County just updated us on the coronavirus, and 19 more cases have been reported since yesterday, but there have been no new hospitalizations. The county says one more person sadly has died. AHN is making changes as our region gets back to business. The hospital system will now allow most patients to have one visitor with them. The change applies to inpatient observation, surgery, and ER patients, but the visitor has to be 18 years or older and pass a health screening.
The World Health Organization is trying to clarify comments from yesterday that transmission of COVID-19 by asymptomatic people is very rare. As Channel 11's Serena Marshall learned, officials are now saying that 16% of asymptomatic people can still transmit the virus.
Good afternoon. The World Health Organization reversing course on yesterday's comments, saying the coronavirus is still very much infectious. They estimate transmission to be around 16% for asymptomatic people, but say that could be as high as 40%. Explaining during a social media press conference today, they regret saying transmission is very rare, that it was a statement referring to a few small studies, not the virus itself, and that there is still so much they are learning about this virus.
It's clear that both symptomatic and asymptomatic individuals are part of the transmission cycle. The question is, what is the relative contribution of each group to the overall number of cases?
Officials saying of the things they still don't know, how long people remain infectious. Worldwide infections hit a global peak on Sunday, topping 7 million people. And health officials warn a global peak is likely still months away. Reporting from outside Washington, I'm Serena Marshall, Channel 11 News.
And now that most of western Pennsylvania is in the green phase of reopening, we wanted to look ahead to the summer.
And state leaders are warning if your family is going on a beach vacation, they're saying COVID-19 cases could climb at crowded beaches, especially if precautions are not in place. In fact, 12 people in eastern Pennsylvania have confirmed cases of coronavirus, and they're linked to a Memorial Day house parties or several house parties at the Jersey Shore.
There's a lot more people out here than I expected. Definitely not seeing a lot of masks around.
There is some promising news, though. The state says people are getting better. Statewide, 75% of patients, or 71% of patients, have now recovered. 56% of people at a nursing home or assisted living facility have gotten better.
New at noon, the community water park in Cranberry will finally open next weekend, but it won't look the same as you may be used to it looking. Channel 11's Jillian Hartman takes us inside what opening day will look like.
Well, today is the perfect pool day, and right now the Cranberry Township Water Park is getting ready to reopen on June 20th. But there are several CDC protocols that they are following that families need to know about. Now, here are some of the changes families will see. Limited deck chairs will be available, so guests are encouraged to bring their own chairs to help with sanitation efforts. The concession stand will be open at limited times with limited menu options. Outside food is only permitted if it's kept in a cooler. Markers will also be on the ground to promote social distancing. Extra staff will be on hand to clean chairs, tables, and amenities like the water slide. However, the sand volleyball court and sand play area will remain closed. The pool will be open to only water park members and Cranberry Township residents and their guests. And face coverings will be encouraged under certain circumstances.
So we're strongly encouraging masks when you're in line to enter the water park and when you're in line for the concession stand.
Now, before you make any pool plans, the number of people allowed inside will be limited. So I'll tell you how the water park plans to limit guests tonight at 5. Reporting in Cranberry Township, I'm Jillian Hartman, Channel 11 News.
A man is fighting for his life after being shot late last night in Garfield. We saw officers on Broad Street just before midnight, and you can see evidence markers there at the scene. They were on the street, the sidewalk, on a front stoop. We're told the victim showed up at a hospital with the gunshot wounds. No word yet on any suspects.
A new indictment has been filed against a Westmoreland County man linked to the disappearance of Cassandra Gross. According to our partners at the Trib, Thomas Stanko has been indicted on charges of having a sawed-off rifle nearly 2 years ago. He's not permitted to own a firearm because he's a convicted felon. Stanko has been in jail since April 2018 on charges unrelated to Gross's disappearance, but that's when she went missing. Gross was declared legally dead in January of 2019.
A man charged in a deadly home invasion is now in police custody. Police say this is Brandon Franklin inside a house on Woodlawn Avenue in Wilkinsburg 7 months ago. They say he and another man forced their way inside and they killed a man. 2 other men, a woman and a baby, were also in the house at the time.
Still ahead, why some customers stayed away this weekend despite most of the region getting back to business.
And daycares are reopening, including adult daycares, the extra challenges they're overcoming in order to reopen.
And I'm tracking a slight chance for a passing shower or two overnight tonight, but the greater risk will come tomorrow night. I've got the latest hour-by-hour storm timing coming up.
News happening near you, Channel 11 is there.
Aliquippa, Coriopolis, Moon. We cover news everywhere you live.
That's what makes Channel 11 News different.
We're in McCandless, Cranberry, Butler. For news from where you live,
watch Channel 11 News at 5.
You're streaming WPXI now. Channel 11 expands its streaming live newscasts. When other stations are national, Channel 11 News is local, right here at 7 a.m. and 7 p.m. on WPXI Now.
Channel 11 News at 5, covering more news happening in Allegheny County.
Today, we're getting an inside look at daycares that are reopening in the wake of the coronavirus, including adult daycares. Channel 11's Amy Marcinkowitz saw how the people in charge of those daycares have to go even further to keep everyone safe.
83 days Austin's Place has been shut down due to COVID-19. Monday, they reopened, and safety signs are up everywhere.
Austin's Place in Jefferson Township, Butler County, is a one-of-a-kind specialized adult day program catering to the special needs of young adults, many who are medically fragile.
So we definitely wanted to keep as open communication as possible with all of the families and the residential staff, just to let them know, kind of our plans, what all we've done, what we're going to continue to do to keep their loved ones safe, because they are a more medically fragile population, so we need to make sure they're at our highest priority to keep safe.
The staff wears masks and gloves and cleans constantly, and because most of the clients need assistance in everyday living skills and cannot social distance, another big plus for this day program is one staff member to one client. Allie Ambrosani couldn't wait to get back to her daily routine.
Just to be able to see everybody again and all the clients again, and just because I missed everybody so much.
On a day like today, everyone was enjoying the great outdoors. At the playground, there's only 3 clients and staff allowed at a time.
It feels amazing to be back at Austin's Place and have all of our clients back, all of our employees, especially on such a nice day like today. Get everybody outside, get reacquainted with each other, and enjoy the sunshine and being back with our friends.
You'll see that every other chair is marked off, but Austin's Place has 22 acres, 14 clients, 8 that are back today. Plenty of room for social distancing. Amy Marcinkowitz, Channel 11 News.
Pittsburgh's first weekend in the green phase saw a lot more people out in public. From the south side to the Strip District, our community is getting back to business. Take a look at your screen. These are the businesses that reopened at half capacity, and they all had to follow CDC guidelines. Even though there were big signs of progress, it does not mean everyone headed out. Some people told us there's just confusion over the new rules, while others just aren't comfortable yet. Outdoor seating was more popular than indoor seating, and at grocery stores and other retailers, many customers didn't really notice any change in the green phase.
Do you have any confusion? Yeah, I didn't know if we still had to wear masks and stuff, and if there's still like a number of people that can go into places at once. I have no idea.
In case you have any questions about what is allowed and what is not in the green phase, we've made a really easy guide for you. We have a link for that on our WPXI News app and our website.
New at noon, you can go ahead and plan that trip to the amusement park. Cedar Point just announced its reopening dates. The park will open to pass holders July 9th and 10th, and then starting July 11th, it will open for Cedar Park Resort guests as well. But there is a capacity limit, so you have to make a reservation before you go. Health screenings, temperature checks, and masks will also be required.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Definitely one of my favorite amusement parks that I've been to. Millennium Force. Whew, that roller coaster will get you. Visible satellite here. We've got some high clouds coming across our area this afternoon. It's going to be a hot one, 91 degrees for the forecast high. The record for the day is 94, so we're going to be close. Mostly sunny, southerly winds 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, 72, so it's going to be warm tomorrow morning. South winds 5 to 10 and an isolated thunder shower. So a shower or stray thunderstorm possible overnight tonight, but more likelihood that we see some stormy weather will come tomorrow night. Here's a look at the hour-by-hour forecast. Look at 8 o'clock in the morning, already up to 77 degrees. Noon is 86, and the 5 o'clock temperature is nearing 90 degrees. When you factor in humidity to the air temperature, this is what it's going to feel like. This is 2 o'clock in the afternoon on our model data. Could feel like mid-90s in many locations as our dew points go up close to 70 degrees. So another hot and humid afternoon on Wednesday. Here's our storm tracker maps. In the morning, you can see fairly quiet across the area at 7 o'clock. And we're going to stay quiet through, I think, a majority of the day across much of the area. Now, the concern will come as we get past 7 p.m. for the entire area. But look at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Our data is trying to pop up a few showers and storms in the far eastern ridges and the mountains. So that'll be the initial place we look, I think, for that development by late afternoon. Once we get past 7 p.m., we're going to notice the coverage start to ramp up to our west. And here's 8 o'clock. You can see a couple of cells starting to form on the model data. 9, 10 o'clock or so, showers and thunderstorms expected here around the Pittsburgh area and across much of the region. And then these are going to quickly push off to the east with time. And during the early overnight, we're still dealing with some scattered showers and thunderstorms until mid-overnight period, about 3 o'clock or so in the morning. On Thursday, we're starting to see all of that move east and out of the area. Right now, we are in a risk for scattered severe storms from the Storm Prediction Center. Damaging winds and large hail would be the two primary threats. The tornado threat is low, but it's not zero. And if I had to look at a place across our area, north and west of the Pittsburgh area, kind of favoring a chance for a tornado, but that's something we'll really keep our eye on, of course, for you. Severe Weather Team 11 tracking that closely. So again, the theme is hot and humid today, hot and humid tomorrow. Majority of the day on Wednesday is dry until we get in toward those later evening hours. Then we're dry on Thursday, mostly sunny. The end of the week looks nice as well. Weekend is always in view. We've got lower 70s as we head into Saturday and Sunday. And in the next half hour, we'll take a closer look at our humidity forecast, heat index forecast, UV index, all of it still to come regarding the heat in the next half hour.
From the rivers to the meadows, 2 local casinos just reopened today. Why their success is about more than placing bets.
And youth sports are on the verge of returning to Pittsburgh. What city crews are doing right now to make sure it's safe to play again.
Put on Channel 11 Morning News. There is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop. We want to make sure you know everything you need to know to get prepared for your day.
We decide what is the most important thing that you need to know when you wake up.
Once the story goes on air, that's just the beginning. It's going to change throughout the morning. It always does.
That's why Channel 11 Morning News is here to get you prepared. We have the breaking news desk. We have Scott and Tricia looking out for you as far as weather and traffic. When you walk out that door, you're prepared.
The 7-day forecast, now on your screen all the time on Channel 11 News.
Sports are on the verge of returning to Pittsburgh. City leaders say now that we're in the green phase of reopening, it's just a matter of time. Public Works crews have been sent to ball fields and other sites. They're putting up signs with new safety guidelines. They'll also be cleaning playgrounds, basketball courts, and spray parks. Most of this should be completed by next Monday. Restrooms, water fountains, swimming pools, recreation, and senior centers, though, remain closed. Some positive news for the hospitality industry. Hotels are filling up again as states reopen. Data from hospitality research firm STR shows about 40% of hotel rooms in top markets are occupied, and hotels are competing when it comes to cleanliness. The Westin has a germ-zapping robot that uses ultraviolet light, while Hilton has partnered with Lysol to develop enhanced cleaning products.
Meanwhile, Google Maps has rolled out 2 new features to help you get around safely during the pandemic. The app will show alerts with information about virus-related travel restrictions and reports on how crowded the bus or subway might be. The alerts include whether you have to wear a mask on public transit and if you'll have to go through a COVID-19 checkpoint.
They're accused of profiting off of your COVID-19 fears. The new efforts by the FTC to stop false cure and treatment claims.
Plus, why the state is having a hard time figuring out how many Pennsylvanians are going back to work.
It's beautiful but hot out there today, and things are changing in the next couple of days. We'll take another look at that hour-by-hour storm forecast and what you can expect for the humidity levels over the next couple of days.
WPXI Now. When a major story breaks, this is where you'll find 24-hour coverage. From the Channel 11 newsroom to our crews live in the field, we'll bring you the information you need right now. WPXI Now. Always on when you want the latest on breaking news. Channel 11 Morning News brings you weather and traffic every 10 minutes.
Let me get you prepared for the week.
Now we've expanded our weather to help you prepare for the day ahead.
Definitely the heavy rain gear today.
Watch Channel 11 Morning News. We're on from 4:30 to 7 a.m. Make Make sure you know everything happening in the morning. Watch Channel 11 Morning News.
Breaking right now, the State Health Department just released updated numbers on the coronavirus.
And there are almost 500 new cases today. That brings the state total to almost 76,500 cases. As we mentioned earlier, Allegheny County reported 19 new cases. Beaver has 5 more. Butler County is reporting 3 new cases. There are no new cases. Butler County is reporting 3 new cases. There are no new cases in Fayette County. 1 more in Washington, 6 more in Westmoreland County.
The West Newton Police Department is shut down right now because an officer tested positive for the coronavirus. They work part-time at the department in Westmoreland County, and our partners at the Trib are reporting that the other 8 officers are now getting tested. So are 3 public works employees who work out of the same building. State police are handling the calls while the department's closed.
The state says it's hard to tell if the unemployment numbers are dropping as we have entered the green phase. 2.5 million Pennsylvanians have applied for benefits since mid-March. Channel 11 News anchor Lisa Sylvester got a better look at who is really being impacted.
The numbers that we had seen applying for unemployment have been dropping. They picked up a little bit a few weeks ago.
Labor and Industry Secretary Jerry Alexiak says it's tough to tell if things are getting back to normal. People going back to their jobs don't need to tell the department. They just stop filing claims. More than 115,000 people applied for benefits last week, even as half of the state was going green.
Entertainment, leisure, restaurants, they have been impacted pretty heavily. Healthcare in some areas.
The department's data shows more than 100,000 people continue to be out of work in Allegheny County during the week of May 30th. The numbers reveal 53% of women are out of work compared to 46% of men. And adults ages 25 to 34 is the largest group unemployed.
Any data that we have in our L&I system is still secure.
The state also commented on the pandemic unemployment identity theft scam, which targeted our state in May. Alexiak says going to paper checks helps secure the system, but they will be moving to debit cards soon and no longer using direct deposit with PUA. As for how many scam claims were filed and how much was given out, we still don't know.
This is an ongoing criminal investigation, so we will not be sharing any details about the investigation itself.
Lisa Sylvester, Channel 11 News.
And if you got a paper check but never filed for pandemic unemployment, then you should file a police report and send that check back to the state. And we do have that address for you on WPXI.com.
The state is lending businesses a helping hand. $225 million is available for small businesses through a new program. A lot of those small businesses are just starting to get back to business. They can use the money to open back up and to pay for operating expenses during the shutdown. The money is from the CARES Act. Lawmakers hope to open up applications by sometime this week.
Some companies keep trying to get you to buy coronavirus treatments, but the FTC says many of those claims are false. It sent out more than 30 letters demanding companies stop making unsubstantiated claims that their products and therapies can treat or prevent COVID-19. Most of the letters target so-called treatments offered in clinics or medical offices. The FTC says there is no scientific evidence that these products or services can treat or cure the virus. Hot and mostly sunny today, so make sure you grab your sunglasses and sunscreen and stay hydrated.
Yeah, and certainly crank up that AC today. Severe Weather Team 11 meteorologist Danielle Dozier joins us now to time out these hot temperatures. Danielle.
Hey, ladies. Yeah, the heat index is already up to 83 in Pittsburgh, 87 in Greensburg. It feels like 89 degrees in Washington. Those temperatures will be climbing closer to 90 degrees once we head toward the late afternoon hours. Our UV index for forecast is a 10. It is very high today. You can see it's one of those days where we're going to need the sunglasses and the hats for sure, and check on your pets for as well if you are, heading in and out of stores. So keep that in mind. Here's a look at the forecast for this evening. If you wanted to do a little grilling late this afternoon, and 91 degrees at 5 o'clock is what you can expect, and still 90 at 7 p.m. with mostly sunny sky. Rain chances don't arrive into the forecast until late tonight, and even that is at a minimum. I've got a look at a stormy evening, though, for Wednesday ahead, coming up in just a few minutes.
Students will return to Pitt's campus this fall, but there will be big changes to the schedule. Fall semester will start early and end early, and classes are going to be held on Labor Day. Students will not return to campus after Thanksgiving break. Class size will be small, and not as many people will be allowed to stay in the dorms, and there will also be hybrid forms of instruction.
All right, well, place your bets. We're taking you inside the Rivers and Meadows casinos to find out how each will look different now that they've reopened. Last week, the Bellagio in Las Vegas reopened with plexiglass around all the gaming tables. Channel 11's Kara Sapaito walks us through the changes you'll see here locally.
Only 2 casinos in the state of Pennsylvania are opening, with counties now in the green phase: Meadows Casino in Washington and Rivers in Allegheny County. And casino workers are busy putting last-minute safety improvements on the floor, where social distancing and sanitizing will be mandatory.
For these masks that we all have on us right now, that is going to be a requirement to come in through the door. You can also wear a face shield.
Table game seating will now be limited at both casinos. Every other slot machine at the Meadows has been turned off. Every other chair at the Rivers has been removed. For now, neither casino's buffet will reopen. They won't have valet service, and there will be no poker games.
Pennsylvania Gaming Control Board put out regulatory requirements for us, and really it's about the social distancing measures. You know, poker's a really hard game to get social distancing when it's such a social game to begin with.
We had over 240,000 chips we cleaned with the machine and then by hand.
At the Rivers Casino, you'll be required to sanitize your hands before touching any chips, and they'll be sanitized again by hand when you turn them in. Both casinos will have smoking in designated areas and allow you to pull down your mask to sip your drinks.
We've been separated too long, and we need to get back, and employees are ecstatic.
Also at both casinos today, members of the Gaming Control Board checking on social distancing requirements. They tell Channel 11 opening back up will help our state's economy.
These are big generators of tax revenue. First of all, we were losing somewhere around $24 million a month in tax revenue just between this casino and the Rivers Casino.
I'm Kara Sapaita for Channel 11 News.
When I heard it, I could not believe the details that I heard.
A young boy murdered, his makeshift memorial removed. The local group of moms looking to make it permanent.
Every 10 minutes, Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
You can get a lot of things on your phone when it comes to the weather, but you can't get Scott's expertise. He's trying to narrow in on your neighborhood to let you know what you could expect.
You're going to know what to wear. You're going to know what the kids need to wear.
We call Tricia Pittman our expert for good reason.
You ask Tricia where is the closure, she knows it, and 3 ways around it.
She's been doing this longer than anybody else. She has a direct pipeline to PennDOT.
They're the best in the city. You're prepared every 10 minutes, every day.
Watch Catherine Amenta and Gordon Lesh on Channel 11 Morning News.
A group of local mothers is working to honor a little boy and make sure his memory lives on.
We're just mothers from the area that all have children and can't understand this act of violence that happened to this little baby.
3-year-old Michael Fetterman died after being physically and sexually assaulted. Police charged his mother and her ex-boyfriend. That group of moms saw the story and they wanted to help. They made a Justice for Michael Facebook page and started a memorial. New Kensington took down the memorial after a request from his family, but put it back up after getting the okay from another family member.
In the end, though, I think we kind of resolved all those issues and connected the dots from the family to the community, to get something that's lasting.
The mothers group is trying to raise $5,000 to put in a garden and a bench on the spot to keep Michael's memory alive.
A man in Butler County is facing charges after allegedly assaulting firefighters. It happened Friday in Center Township. Police say Jacob Rivers wouldn't listen when he was told to stay inside his house. They say Rivers tried to hit the firefighters and throw things at them before drawing a knife. He's right now in the Butler County prison.
A devastating loss. What local church leaders plan to do after their building collapsed.
And still to come, we're taking a look at that hour-by-hour humidity forecast and what you can expect over the next couple of days.
You're streaming WPXI Now, your source for original local shows. Get the inside scoop on all the hot events, entertainment, and celebrities in and around Pittsburgh every week. Stream Access Pittsburgh on demand anytime on WPXI Now.
Every 10 minutes, Scott and Tricia are going to tell you how to start your day.
Every single time we go to Scott, he's bringing new information. He wants to make sure you're prepared for your day.
You ask Tricia, where is the closure? She knows it, and 3 ways around it. They're the best in the city.
Severe weather coverage where you live.
On Channel 11 News.
From Chopper 11, you can see what's left of a historic church on the north side. Neighbors say it sounded like an explosion when it collapsed yesterday. The Christian Fellowship Center Church of God in Christ was getting ready to reopen this weekend after the shutdown. But now you can see pieces of the church and shattered glass ended up everywhere. The church has been there for over a century.
Here for 20 years, a lot of beautiful, wonderful memories in this building. and the congregations.
And there's no word on what caused the collapse. Thankfully, no one was hurt. The church will have to be demolished, and the pastor says insurance will cover some of the damage, but not all of it.
Your severe weather Team 11 forecast.
Welcome back. Taking a look outside, you can kind of just see the humidity. It's the air you can wear today, and it's going to be even worse tomorrow, unfortunately, for us. It's 81, the heat index at 83. Dew points are up at 65 in Pittsburgh, 68 in Greensburg. Higher the number, the more moisture. Typically, when we see dew points start getting into the 60s, it's starting to feel increasingly muggy, and then you start getting mid-60s, upper 60s, and then into the 70s. It's really tropical feeling out there. 91, the forecast high today with that higher humidity. The actual record for the day is 94, dating back to 1933, so we'll be close to that. The average high is 78, so we're going to be well above that for the day today. Here's what you can expect tomorrow morning. 74 at 6 o'clock. We're going to have sun and clouds. 77 at 8, so it's going to be a warm start to the day, and as we mentioned, it's going to have that tropical feel to the air. Now, we can't entirely rule out a stray passing shower or a rumble of thunder tonight into tomorrow morning, but I think a lot of locations stay dry. We're actually going to stay dry through a good part of the day tomorrow. 90 degrees for the afternoon high, and it's going to feel more like the mid-90s when you factor in that higher humidity. We'll have that chance for showers and storms more so toward the evening hours. Winds a little bit breezy out of the south-southwest at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Here's the humidity forecast as promised. So today, sticky feeling. By Wednesday, it's starting to feel steamy out there. Thursday and Friday, though, our humidity levels come way down, so it'll start to feel more comfortable behind a cold front that is going to be sparking those showers and storms by Wednesday evening. Here's Storm Tracker at 7:30 in the morning. It looks fairly quiet across the area, and as I mentioned, I think we stay dry through a good part of the day with a mix of sun and clouds and really just a hot and humid afternoon for us. Once we get closer to about 4 or 5 o'clock, the data's been showing a chance for a couple of pop-up showers or thunderstorms there for the ridges and the mountains. Once we get past 7 p.m., that's when I think the threat for storms really starts to ramp up. You can see here the timestamp and watch what happens as we go into 9. You're starting to see a few more storms develop, and then 9:30, here's some showers and storms through Washington and Allegheny counties. Here's midnight. We're still dealing with some rumbles of thunder and some locally heavier rainfall, and then that's going to be pushing out to the east as we head toward the 2 and 3 o'clock hours in the morning on Thursday. So it will get a little rough and tumble around here, especially as we head into Wednesday evening, Wednesday night. So we've got the weather risk at moderate. The two primary threats are damaging winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and some large hail, meaning about 1 inch or greater. And I can't entirely rule out an isolated tornado. We'll be tracking that threat as well. 5-day forecast with your weekend always in view. 79 Thursday, 80 on Friday, mostly sunny your weekend. Here it is, 70 on Saturday. I took out the rain chance. Model data is coming in a little drier. We'll keep you posted. 73 with a chance for an isolated shower or storm on Sunday.
All right, thanks, Danielle. Now let's go to today's local steals and deals.
Hey guys, it's Lisa Robertson, and this is a great idea. At Local Steals and Deals, we're always looking for things that are going to make your life better on a day-to-day basis, right? Sometimes the simplest idea makes you go, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? So here's the question. How many times have you been somewhere and you're trying to use a credit card, or you're using a keypad, or you're getting gas, or it's an ATM, right? And there's buttons, there's a keypad. You're trying not to touch it, right? You're like, wait, can I get with my elbow? Wait, with my knuckle? Wait, did I bring my wipes? I didn't bring my wipes to wipe this down. You don't have to do any of that. So this is the Clean Key. It's the coolest little invention. It's a 99.9% pure copper alloy. Did you know that on most surfaces, bacteria can live for up to 3 days? 3 days. Who has been touching that keypad in the last 3 days? Now, it's not going to be you, because this goes on your keychain, this goes right here, and now you're doing the keypad, now you're doing the buttons. Now, if it's a lever-style door, you can just go chink, don't even have to touch the door to open it. And whenever I'm leaving the ladies' room, I'm always trying to not touch the door, right? This is the coolest little idea. And by the way, think about it. I would love to get this from my dad and his wife. When they're going out, they're going to be getting, gas. They're going to be going to the grocery store. They're going to be using a credit card and ATM. My sister, her husband, my nieces, my nephews. I mean, this is the kind of great idea that is the coolest little gift that they're going to use all the time. Right now on localsteals.com, this is 30% off. So we're adding to your quality of life on a day-to-day basis. We're keeping you safe. You don't have to wipe things down. You don't have to use your knuckles. You don't have to use your elbows. One little clean key on your keychain and you are good to go. So one of the great ideas we have for you, localsteals.com, 30% off. You're going to love it.
You put on Channel 11 Morning News, there is a team that has been working all night to get you the news you need.
The news doesn't stop. We don't stop.
I know you have a busy morning. I'm a mom, too, and you're doing 1,000 different things.
We want to make sure you know everything you need to know to get prepared for your day as you head out the door.
You're going to get weather and traffic every 10 minutes. Jennifer is going to tell you the breaking news as it's happening.
We're not repeating the same stories over and over. We're digging for those new details.
You can be assured that you're going to get all the information you need before you head out the door.
Watch David Johnson and Peggy Finnegan on Channel 11 News at 5.
Well, we've been telling you, of course, how businesses like bars and restaurants are reopening safely.
But now we're getting our first look at dance clubs. This club in the Netherlands still has social distancing rules in place. People can enjoy short sets of music in the afternoons instead of late at night like normal. And police say they have to sit in chairs, so they really can't dance around, at least for now.
It's still very cool. People are still dancing, although they are on a chair. They're fist pumping, they're moving their bodies, so it's great in the end.
A maximum of 30 guests are allowed in the building at a time.
New at noon, a Pennsylvania couple shared their first look on their wedding day in the middle of a Black Lives Matter protest. Because of the pandemic, Michael and Carrie Ann held a small ceremony at a hotel in Philly. Their wedding photographer says that people were chanting Black Lives Matter and Black Love Matters. The groom said seeing his bride for the first time in that way was an amazing moment.
Congratulations to them. That's all for Channel 11 News at noon. Our next newscast comes tonight at 5 o'clock.
Have a great day.
Severe Weather Center 11, we cover weather everywhere you live.
And we have the experience to get it right. We know the weather patterns across our neighborhoods and understand the unique influences on your area.
It's why there could be heavy downpours in northern Allegheny County.
While it's dry in Greensburg and rain is